Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment, where we love pop culture. Today, it's time to continue on with my comic book discussion for the Undertaker comic book series. Now, if you've missed my previous discussions of issue number 0 and issue number 1, the link is down below. But let's get on with what you guys came here for, and that's the Undertaker issue number 2, Die Hard Forever. Issue 2 starts off with Paul Bearer as he has arisen from the ashes and has the Undertaker surrounded by a ring of flames. Paul Bearer tells the Taker that the days of hit and run in Stygian are over. The final battle for the dark side is taking place in a new arena, and that arena is Earth. Paul Bearer tells the Undertaker that his humans in disguise will defeat the armies of that age-old druid, the Embalmer, and that once they defeat the Embalmer in Immortal Kombat, not only will Paul Bearer and his army banish him to Stygian, but they will now rule Stygian as well. Now, over this 2-page spread, the future is painted of what Paul Bearer envisions his future when he defeats the Embalmer and the Undertaker. And with my reign of Stygian, all that have opposed me will feel my unholy wrath. The Embalmer and his foolish followers will serve as amusement for my dark minions. They will suffer and then suffer more. The guards of Stygian, the deathmatch will die over in ways too putrid to speak of. And you, dead man? You will be just that, a dead man for all eternity. I will personally see to your eternal pain and suffering. You will die slowly and many times over. You will beg me to kill you, and that will be the lullaby that brings me eternal joy. Paul Bearer goes on to tell the Undertaker that with possession of all 3 books in his hands, he will rule over all things mortal and immortal, and that he will be the sun, the moon, and the universe. But the Taker isn't going to just stand idle as he unleashes some type of fury and tells Paul Bearer that he will feel the fires of Stygian. And as Paul Bearer goes through some type of transformation, he exclaims, "No, I will win." But it appears the Undertaker, at least for now, will stand firmly as he says, the prophecy will be fulfilled. So says the Undertaker. Now as the Undertaker cracks open the 3rd book of death, he sees that the scribe that has been written is coming to fruition. As images of both the Embalmer and Paul Bearer are present, the scribe in the book says it is on Earth that the final battle for Stygian will take place. It is there where he will have to bring down both factions. And as the Undertaker shuts the book, he says, "So it is written, so it shall be." Back on Earth, it appears the Embalmer is in major need of perhaps an aspirin, as he can feel the presence of the Undertaker. When one of his goons asks if he's talking about the Chosen One, let's just say he's met with fiery results. And that anyone who dares question that the Embalmer is the true chosen ruler of Stygian, they will suffer the same fate. With the Undertaker now on Earth, the Embalmer knows he'll be drawn to the bright lights of the wrestling arena, and his plan is to send 2 more goons to bring him back to his headquarters of Millennium Tricorp, where he will plan his ambush, take the 3rd book of death, and be one step closer to unleashing Armageddon. Now, the Embalmer was correct that the Undertaker would go straight to the wrestling arena, but before he can get ambushed, he can sniff out the stench of the Embalmer's goons. While to the human eye, these two can blend into society, the Undertaker can see their true demonic form. Now, while this series has already introduced us to some far-out characters, we're about to get a familiar one to enter the mix, and that's going to be none other than Mankind, who can also see these 2 goons in their demon state and poses the question, does Vince McMahon know he has the cast of The Exorcist working for him? Now, before Foley can report back to Vinnie Mac, the demons and the Taker, they just vanquish, and that leaves Mankind wondering if they can use such an illegal move, why can't he use a folding chair? And then Mankind goes on to consult Mr. Sacco on whether or not he should have a conference call with Mr. McMahon to try to explain what has all transpired before his eyes. Now, the Embalmer's plan to bring the Undertaker back to the Tricorp building has worked. But the Taker, let's just say, has turned these 2 goons into roadkill. And as the Undertaker stands over their lifeless bodies, he says, "Do you hear it, Embalmer? death has come knocking. Now I'm really hoping the Undertaker has brought his A game, because in order to keep his undefeated streak alive, he's gonna have to win a Royal Rumble full of the Embalmer's demons. As the Undertaker does a little dental work on one of the demons, he's whiplashed by another from the blind side, sending him crashing into an elevator. But with a quick press of the button, not only is the Undertaker able to make an escape, but will have us questioning whether this same demon has any regeneration abilities. Now unfortunately for the Undertaker, this elevator moves at a snail's pace, and the demons, well, they're able to catch up with him. But even as the numbers game grows, the Taker's power is so great he makes mincemeat out of all his oppositions. Now as the Undertaker sets his focus on the Embalmer, well, the Taker, he's gonna be set on fire at the hands of the Embalmer as he tells the Taker it's now time for his destruction. Now that's gonna wrap up issue number 2 of the Undertaker comic book series. Yet another fun and action-packed issue. But guys, the fun is far from being over, because coming soon here to the channel is gonna be my comic book discussion for issue number 3 of the Undertaker comic book series. This issue is called Remembrance. I've already read it, I've written my review, and that video is coming soon to Toned In Entertainment. So guys, if you like comic book discussions like this, and if you love the Undertaker comic book series, make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.